What's up, guys? This is Gabe from SNP Speed Innovations, and today we're going to go over valve cover gasket installations and spark plug tube seals on a Toyota 5EZ engine. Now, this method applies to the same type of valve covers that would be for the 2RZ, 3RZs, obviously the 5EZs, the 2JZs, the 1GRs, basically anything that has an aluminum valve cover that has dual overhead cam and spark plug tubes. We've taken these and cleaned them. This is for a swap that's going on right now. It's a 3BZ to 5BZ swap. So we have already sealed the engine up. We've done front main, rear main, timing belts, water pump, oil pump, all the good stuff. So this is the last part of it before the engine goes in. All of these seals have already been removed, but that's okay. We're going to go through the process anyway. So these seals typically sit inside here, just like that right there. That's how it seals. And if you look at the way the seal is, you can see there's a rounded edge and then there's a knot, right? So remember, the spark plug tube is inside the cylinder head and it has to go into here. So you want to make sure that's upwards. What we don't want to do is we don't want to gouge this. When I say gouge it, somebody else already changed these. The factory ones are black and these are blues. You just basically want to get just enough of a lip underneath here, something like that. And you're going to pry it out. Obviously, you'll do it like this. Okay. If you end up hooking on the inside, that works too. So if you end up hooking like this, that'll grab it, and usually you can hook it out that way. So it's pretty simple, although it is easier to do with the aftermarket ones and the stock ones. Stock ones can be very stubborn to get out, that's for sure. Now, once you've already gotten this part done, you want to go through a little bit of brake cleaner. I've already done this, but we'll do it again. And you just want to make sure you clean all of the sealed bores. Make sure you get all the oil off of it. This way the seal has a good chance. Now, because these have been replaced once before, we're taking a little extra step, and what we can see right here is we've already put a small, thin, almost transparent layer of silicone on the bore side itself. So if you look, you can see that right against that edge. That's got some silicone already on it there. And we do that because some of these have been scraped and a little bit rough and beat up before. So on this one, we'll just apply that same thing. I use ultra gray. Ultra black works pretty good. Any of the ultra stuff has got a really good adhesion to it. You don't need much. I'm gonna make a common mistake here. Push it really hard, and you'll see that at some point you'll have some spots that it just doesn't really fill in. So you really want to push in kind of hard and make sure it's got a good layer and there's no bald spots anywhere, any raw aluminum spots. Again, this is not very common, but because this has already been changed before and it does have some scratches in it, I'm just being a little extra cautious. Now, there is these are silicone based seal, so by theory they should seal up. They should fill in all of the empty spots and it should be more than sufficient. But I hate leaks. I hate the fact that when you go change the spark plug and the spark plug tube is all full of oil. It just drives me insane because then you got to clean up a mess, and all you want to do is just check a spark plug in the middle of a tuning session. So I like to be a little cautious here. So we use this ultra gray. You can use the ultra red, or I'm sorry, the ultra black, the ultra gray, the ultra red, as if you're going to be a small block Chevy. If you want to do that, you can. Another good one to use is gasket cinch. This is more for like paper gaskets and stuff like that, but this will actually have a really good adhesion to the silicone housing. So you could use this as well, just a thin layer. And if it's too tough to get this inside, you can actually put this on the filter or the seal itself. And I'll show you how we do that. So we're going to take a little bit of brake cleaner here. And we're just going to just kind of clean the dust off of it. Make sure it's dry. And just a really thin layer on the outside. If you wanted to just be a little extra cautious, you could do that. You don't need much. Now, I'm not going to get too carried away because we already have it inside of the seal bore area. So we're just going to kind of make this even around. If you don't have it inside here, you want to make sure you put it here. So pretty simple deal. We're going to take this, and you can see there's a lip right there. Oh, almost made that mistake. You see there's a lip right there, and somebody's already pried that up. You can see this one has not been pried up. That's okay. You just kind of hook it in underneath there and just push down, and it'll actually seal and stop. Now, by using a sealer on it, yeah, it is a little bit redundant, but at the same time, it's extra cautious. But you can see the thing just pushed right in, so it actually adds to like an installation lubricant almost, because it is kind of soft, and it helps the seal to kind of just glide right in there. So we'll come over to this one. Make sure the rounded side is up. Put it underneath there and just slide it right in. You'll feel it stop. Now, if it gets a little stubborn, you have a hard time getting it in there and stopping, sometimes you'll have to use a socket on it. Obviously, you can see here, the socket would get in the way of that tang right there. But you can also just use it on the side and try to use it to just drive the opposite side down if you need it to. But use a little bit of silicone on it. You should just be able to press these in by hand. If it gets too difficult, then double check your work. Make sure there's no real issues. Maybe something's in there hanging up somewhere. We're just going to flatten these tangs out just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Just make sure they're somewhat flat. See, that one's bent up quite a bit. And that is pretty much it. Now, this is for a 5EZ swap that a customer has been waiting for a couple years for us to do. And lucky for us, we had a mechanic shop move in next door. So we entrusted him to pull the 3VZ motor out and put this one in. Now, these are bone stock valve covers. He actually took his valve covers and powder coated those, and this is a very important thing here. When they powder coat items, they sandblast. When they sandblast, they hit this and make the surface coarse. So this way it's got a lot of porous. They open up all the pores in the metal by doing that. So this way when they powder coat it, has a lot more bite adhesion to it. The downfall to that is you have these things called baffles. And these baffles here are designed to breathe the crankcase pressure out through here, this channel in here. So as the crankcase pressure builds up and the camshafts are spinning and it's trying to sling oil all over the place, these separate the oil from your crankcase pressure, allowing air to come in through the sides and then exit out through your tube there, your vent tube. When you have these sandblasted, sand gets stuck inside here. These things have been running for years and years and years with oil. It doesn't matter how clean you get these things, oil or sand is going to get trapped in all the crevices behind here, and the sand gets stuck inside there, and it gets stuck in all the corners. You can't really clean it because the way that these are pressed in. This is a sheet metal. This is aluminum. These are aluminum dowels that from factory they smash, and that's what holds these plates on. So there's no way to really remove these. Companies like LC Engineering, they put these on their mill or on their CNC mill, and they come in, they drill all these aluminum dowels out and turn them into holes, and then they thread them with a bottom tap, which doesn't have the taper on the flute. It's flat, so it's threaded all the way to the bottom because the holes are super short. So what they do is they drill and tap these so that you can put the plates back on with some Loctite and the correct hardware. Unfortunately, we don't have the correct tooling to do that. So his nice, beautiful red valve covers can't go on the engine because there's all kinds of sand trapped inside here. And we've already started to drill these out, remove the plate, found a bunch of sand. So we're not going any further. We're not trying to add any sand into the engine. So for those who are trying to powder coat, that is extremely important information there. Keep that in mind. It happens more common for people to have damaged engines after they powder coat their valve covers. And the same thing applies to 22Rs, 2RZ, 3RZs, 5EZs, basically any engine. Really, when you powder coat these, you want to make sure that you can get the baffles out. Otherwise, paint would be your best option. The same thing applies to intake manifold. If you can't get into all the runners and clean them out 100%, don't powder coat. The sand will get stuck in the corners, and at some point it does release under heat, and it starts getting in your motor and could potentially damage your engine. So, okay, and finally, we're going to get into installing the actual gaskets themselves. Make sure that these are clean. We hot tanked and clean these things really good. Actually, ultrasonic cleaned them. I don't do any silicone inside the grooves here. I just mostly set these in just like this. Now we want to make sure the form is correct and it's not backwards, and they only kind of go on one way. But when you start off in a corner, work your way down. Every now and then you want to go ahead and just kind of make sure that we're still in here. And you don't want to slide it and push it this way because it stretches it. And before you know it, this end is hanging off over here. That's why you see me push down a little bit, and then I make sure everything's where it needs to be. We push down a little bit more, make sure everything's where it needs to be. And again, you're just pushing down. You don't want to slide it like this, because if you slide it, you see how that's already off. So you don't want to drag it. You just want to push it into the slots, into the groove. Pretty simple. Now, when we install these onto the engine, I'll put a little bit of silicone right here on the corners, on this face and on this face as well. We do that on both sides and on both ends of the valve cover. And that's it. As you can see, all the seals are in there. They're good. They're solid. They're 100%. This one is ready to be installed. And it completes this episode. If you guys like this content, please like, follow, subscribe, ring the notifications. Don't ring notifications, but like, follow, subscribe if you can, please. Don't forget, we actually have the members area now, so you can see videos like this in advance. Don't forget to do all the Stalker stuff. We really do appreciate all you guys and all of your help and views. The views that you guys have done has helped us out dramatically. So thank you very much, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay tuned.